Alright, so who am I here with?
Journey Montana.
Alright, so for the people out there that don't really know what you do, just explain a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a singer.
So glad that I cut you out the picture, cause I'm the best you'll ever have.
And an actress.
Hey. Is everything okay?
And a songwriter from Harlem. Yes.
So, like, what made you, like, want to get into music first? We're going to talk about music, so kind of like what made you want to get into music first?
Well, I grew up in the music industry, like, with my parents and stuff. Between, like, my mom and my dad was a singer, and then my mom just, like, worked at a lot of labels and stuff. So
Wait, not to cut you off. Your dad was a singer?
Yeah, he was a singer.
What was his, like, artist name?
His name was Gavin. Oh, his name is Gavin. He's not dead, but it's Gavin. Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up after this.
Okay. But, yeah, he was in, like, a group and stuff for a little while. So I just grew up around music a lot and, like, being in the studio and, yeah. And then I just started singing. Like, I started doing, like, talent shows and stuff and, like, showcases in school. And I started teaching myself how to play the piano, and I started writing songs and stuff.
Would you always win the showcases and talent shows?
Yeah.
I kind of get that
Yeah.
vibe from you a little bit.
Really?
I've been listening to your music, and you have like a nice melodic sound.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that was how I started, and I like ninth grade is kind of when I took it seriously, like 8th, 9th grade, and I was doing like covers and playing the piano and putting like verses on songs and stuff. And then a girl group in Atlanta reached out to me, and then
What kind of made you want to take it serious in 9th grade and not earlier?
well, I was always singing and stuff, but like I was being a kid in a way. Like when I was younger, like I was just like kind of focused on like growing up. But even before that, I was always making singing videos on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Like literally my first Instagram post when I was like 8 or 9 is me like singing. Like I was just always singing on Instagram and singing in school or singing wherever I could. But then when I was like, I really want to be an artist, like seriously, it was around 9th grade, just because I was like old enough now. Like it was like the first time me really thinking about my future and stuff.
Were they kind of like gaining traction and kind of motivating you? Like, oh, I could really like, start doing this. Like,
Yeah. They started like, getting attention.
was your parents like a form of motivation for you to like, do music and stuff?
Yeah, they definitely were like, it gave me high standards for myself, because I'm like, my family does this for real. Like I can't halfway do it. Like, yeah.
So they kind of like push you to go harder and shit.
Yeah, it pushed me to like do my best always, all the time.
So you mentioning the girl group in Atlanta, how did that kind of come about?
On Instagram, they DM'd me and said they were replacing a girl in their group. So they said they were replacing a girl in their group. So they had me come to the studio and stuff.
What was the group called?
It was called We Are Charm. Yeah.
And what's up with that? Like, it didn't really last too long, or?
I mean, the girls were like a lot older than me.
How old were you at the time?
I was like 14, 15 at the
A
time.
lot older. There was like what, 19, 18?
They were like, the oldest was 18. Yeah, the oldest was 18. They were like, everybody was like a year, so it was 5 of us. So somebody was 15, 16, 17, and 18. Yeah. And I was the youngest.
So was that like kind of like a learning experience for you? Like, were they really out there, like going on tours and doing shows and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had a lot of traction by the time I came. They had like, I don't know, like 100K on YouTube and 100K on Instagram by the time I joined. So they already had like a lot of traction, just the girl group. And then yeah, it taught me a lot. It taught me how to like write songs properly and like performance, and like we did a lot of like media training and stuff. It was just a lot that I learned in the group that like kind of took me from 0 to 100, because I wasn't really doing anything major before that. Like I had been to the studio once before the girl group.
So did you kind of like sign? Because I know media training is like, you know, for people that like get signed and stuff like that.
No, we weren't signed, but it was just like we were getting a lot of attention and we had to do a lot. Like usually it's like media training comes in to play when you're just doing a lot of stuff. So we were like doing a lot of stuff and it was so many of us. So we just had to have it organized when we were like talking and stuff. Just because it was so many of us and like we just needed to be on
How
the
many
same.
of us was there?
It was 5.
5, damn.
Yeah, so we just had to be on the same page. So we had to like practice how we answer things and who would answer certain types of questions, like, you know, just stuff like that.
It's giving like Big Time Rush kind of. But a girl group like.
Yeah, but it was like rappers and singers.
Oh yeah. Oh, so it was a mixture.
Yeah, 2 of them were rappers.
So were you going by Journey Montana at that time, or you kind of had a different name?
Yeah, it was Journey Montana. That's my real name, actually.
Oh, for real? But
Yeah.
what made you wanna use your real name and not like use like a stage name or something like that?
Cause it just sounded nice, and then it was like my real, like it was my real name, so it was like my first instinct already, and then it just sounded good, and everybody thought it was a fake name, so it was just like whatever. Like they used to make songs in school, like I'm like Johnny Montana, like stuff like that.
Nah, I fuck with that. I actually seen you perform at Daniel's leather show with Blueface and Christian Rock. I actually,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Music is dope. I had to check you out after that. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
actually got this at
The show.
that show. One of the designers made it for me.
Oh, that's so dope.
Yeah.
So let's get into like the whole like acting career. So like, what made you want to get into acting? Because I see like you was on All American and stuff. Like, how did that kind of come about?
Well, I've been acting since I was like maybe 9 or 10. I got my first agent, and it was always something that I was like working on behind the scenes.
Wait. You was acting at 9 or 10. Was you doing like something like big, like All American, or was
No.
it like?
No, I was just so I had got signed to my first agent, and basically it was just like they started developing me. So I was just doing a lot of workshops and doing a lot of acting classes and commercial stuff. Like commercials was the only thing that I would be sent out for. So it wasn't any like TV shows or anything major, but it was just getting me, you know, developed as like an actress and like just getting me started. And then that lasted for a few years until I went to Atlanta when I got a little bit older. And then when I came back home, I got a new agent. So it was like 2, 3.
How was that feeling landing that role on American? Because that show was pretty big. I ain't gonna lie. I binge watched that whole.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That was a good show.
Oh, it was crazy actually. It was super like last minute. I auditioned and I got told to come back go to LA like a week after. It was really fast, and I like had a feeling when I did it that I was gonna book it, just because I don't know, it's like cliche, I guess people say that, but like I had a feeling that I was like, oh, I got this. And then I had a trip planned to go to Atlanta, and when I landed in Atlanta, I got a call from my agent like, oh, you have to go to LA like right now. So I was still at the airport, and I like turned around and went.
Were you excited?
Yeah, I was excited. I was freaking out. Like I was freaking out. I was really excited.
So did you know about the show before? Like you?
Yeah, it was so funny. I had watched season 1. I had watched season 1 and season 2, and so when I booked it, I had watched season 1 and season 2 already, and when I booked it, season 3 had just finished. So I hadn't watched season 3 yet. So I remember I was in my trailer on my first day, like binge watching season 3 to know what was going on.
I have yet to watch season 3, but I definitely did watch season 1 and season 2. So you're on season 4, and then are you gonna be on season 5, or are they planning on making
We'll
a
have to
season
see.
5?
I don't know.
Wait, so which one are you on? You on the All American, or you on the All American Homecoming? I
I'm
think.
on All American. Yeah, season 4.
Okay. Will we like see you maybe like do any other type of projects like that in the future?
Yeah, probably. I was just doing an audition like 5 minutes ago. So, yeah, just working.
Can you kind of say for like what?
No, I can't. But some movie stuff.
Oh, so we gonna see you in a movie and stuff like that?
Yes, definitely.
So it's like acting something that you want to pursue more than your music, or it's kind of like a equal kind of thing?
It's definitely my music first. Acting's kind of like just something that I do on the side, but my music is first for sure.
You think acting kind of helps you with your music in a way? Like getting you more out there and stuff?
Yeah, I think it helps, like, because I feel like as long as it's like a fan and I'm winning them over, they'll just like anything that I'm doing. That's kind of the point. So even if they come from like my acting stuff, if they like get tuned in, they'll just like anything that I'm doing. So I mean, yeah, I guess it helps with like just finding people to just tap in, but you know, music is first for sure.
So like, what do you have coming up musically? Like, do you have any projects, EP, songs, anything that you want to announce?
Well, I just dropped Rich Girl like 4 days ago. So Rich Girl's out now with a visualizer. And yeah, my EP is coming out next year at the top of the year. So I'm excited about that.
Do you have a name for it yet or no?
Decisions is what I'm feeling.
And will we kind of see you like do any like features or anything, or maybe collabs? Because I seen he's a comedian.
Oh, V Boogie.
V Boogie, yeah, I seen him.
Yeah.
I seen him in one of your music videos. So we will kind of see. Will we kind of see maybe like cameos like that in the future and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely for sure. Top of the year, yeah, actually. And then there's a feature on the project also that I just have to see.
Is it like a rap artist, R&B?
I don't know. He's like in the middle. He like sings and raps, like swaps. That's what I call
Swaps.
it. Yeah, he's like a swapper.
I'm gonna just guess A Boogie or something, or Lil TJ. I don't know. You said swaps.
That's a good guess. Those are good guesses.
You never know. You never know. So where do people can find you at? Like your Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff.
Journey Montana on everything. TikTok is Journey Montana too, but JOURNEYMONTANA. Yeah.
And is there anything that you kind of like want to let the people know or anything?
Make sure y'all are ready, cause we already got stuff stacked up to just put out content and songs, and this project's about to be crazy. So make sure you're tuned in.
I have to ask you one more thing, because I seen your DJ Smalls interview. Was it DJ Smalls interview? Yes, I seen your DJ Small interview. So I kind of want to ask you this. What's the biggest red flag in an NYC male?
I would say...
And the reason I'm asking that, because I seen an interview and you was like that you don't like when niggas slide in your DM. You rather them approach you in person.
Yeah.
So that's kind of...
My biggest red flag probably is when they be talking about how they don't eat, but then when they link up, they be like, "Can I please?" That's what they do.
Can I please is great. you had an experience like that before?
Yeah. When they be like, I'll hang out with them and their friends, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that."
Or behind closed doors,
and they're
they
like, "Do you like that? Please, please, please." I don't like that. That's a red flag. Or when they be like, "I love you" after like 2 days.
I love you after 2 days is crazy. You got that before?
Yeah.
Damn, you know what that means. You.
I don't even be having to do nothing. It just be like that. Like, it's crazy.
That means you got the Riz type shit. You know what Riz is?
Yeah.
I got the Riz. The 2 days, them saying I love you. That's crazy.
I'm just nice and like.
Yeah, you do give that vibe off.
Yeah, I don't judge, non-judgmental. I think that's like nice because it's like rare, but I don't like judge people like that.
So like, I want to ask you something. So like, do you want it now or do you want it now and later?
What do you mean?
Huh?
What? Do I want what? Do I want what now?
Like,
or later?
Do you want it now or do you want it now and later?
Oh! Watch your mouth. You're doing so much.
Now you know what I mean. You and I both know what I mean, and people watching know what I mean.
I don't like that. What? What you mean?
Like, do you want it now or do you want it now and later?
No, thank you.
I'm talking about this. I actually thought you was gonna like be like mean or like be aggressive or something, but
No, I'm not
kinda
aggressive. Oh,
Talking about now and
can
later.
I actually have one?
You can have the whole thing. If you
Really?
want. Yeah, you can have.
Oh
the
my
whole
gosh,
thing.
and it's purple.
You like purple? I don't really. I just seen it at the store. I'm like on my way here, and I'm like, you know, that would be kind of like a good little prank to do on Journey. But
That's cute.
I thought you would have been like mean about it. Or
No, I'm not mean.
you're such a nice person.
Thank you. Yeah, I always say I'm the nicest New Yorker you'll ever meet.
So far, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just so used to people like having like aggressive reactions and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
They be flipping
It was
me
two.
styling?
You're the second one that like didn't have a crazy reaction.
Oh.
You and Ice Spice.
Oh.
Yeah. So you could definitely have those.
Sweet, and she's spicy.